The latest feature just added to the LM notebook is the video overview. After you click on this Create Video Overview button, it will generate a video that explains the topic you're exploring based on the sources provided. So now I'll play it for you to see. And this is the explainer video, the explanation video.
Welcome to the explainer. Today we are talking about something huge, changing how AI interacts with everything. The Model Context Protocol. What do you think?
Like, the first time I used this feature, I was honestly wowed. Like, I couldn't believe AI had already reached this level. It can create videos that explain really complex topics and concepts in a very simple, easy to understand way, with drawings and illustrations to support its narration. Hello, hi everyone. I'm Min Duk. I'm back again. Welcome to my new video. In this video, I'll be giving you an update. I'll be updating you on the new features of the NotebookLM tool. Tuong Viet pronounces it as NotebookLM, and we jokingly call it Notebook Bro. As you can see on the screen, this is the main interface of the NotebookLM app. Right now, I have a notebook for a topic I'm researching, which is MCP, or Model Context Protocol. If you've been following me for a while, you probably know that NotebookLM is one of my favorite AI tools. This tool comes from Google, and I'm a Google fanboy. Honestly, there are so many AI tools out there now, but the ones I actually use regularly, almost daily, can be counted on one hand, and NotebookLM is one of them. My main purpose for using NotebookLM is for research. According to Google's own marketing, the mission of NotebookLM is to help users understand anything. It's meant to be a research and thinking partner, a partner that serves your research and thought process, providing information that's curated and sourced so you can trust it. Its brain is the latest Gemini model at the time I'm recording this video, that's Gemini 2.5. So, as you can see on the screen, this is the NotebookLM interface when we use it, and I'm inside a notebook I created to learn about the topic Model Context Protocol, abbreviated as MCP. If you use NotebookLM regularly, you'll notice that this time, when you log in, if you look to the right, there's a new studio interface. It's divided into 4 categories: audio overview for creating podcasts, mind map for making mind maps, report for generating summaries, and study guide, FAQ, and timeline. And finally, the newest feature that has just been added to NotebookLM is video overview, which lets you create videos. Here, it shows this caption line. It means it will generate an explainer video, or the AI will present the topic for you. And currently, this video overview feature only supports English, but Google definitely has plans to add more languages in the near future. After you click on this Create Video Overview button, it will generate an explainer video for you about the topic you're researching, based on the sources it provides. In this notebook, I only gave it one source. So, it has already created this video. Now I'll play it for you to watch, okay? Now I'm going to click this play button. It will expand the studio area on the right side. And this is the explainer video, the explanation video. This tool created it automatically. Now I'll play a part of it for you to see, okay? I'll open it in a new window so you can see it more clearly. Now I'm going to turn it on, okay? I'll just play a few parts.
Welcome to the explainer. Today we are talking about something huge, something that's totally changing how AI interacts with everything. It's called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP for short. Okay, let's just jump right in with a big question for you. Think about all the powerful AI you've invested in. Is it actually doing anything? Or is it kind of trapped, stuck in a box, cut off from the data and the tools it really needs to make a difference? Alright, so before we get to the solution, we've got to talk about the problem. Now, you might be thinking, okay, great idea, but is anyone actually using it? And the answer is a resounding yes. This isn't just some paper someone wrote. MCP has taken off like a rocket. First things first, this is not just an IT project you can hand off. To make this happen, you need the full focus of your entire leadership team.
The era of agentic AI isn't coming soon, it's already here. So the real question, the one you need to ask yourself and your leadership team, is, are you ready to make this happen? Actually, this video overview feature was first introduced at the Google I/O event. That was a few months ago. But it's only now that it's been officially launched on the NotebookLM app. This video overview will be a new output category in this Studio section. According to Google's own announcement blog post about the latest updates for NotebookLM, the first format they will roll out and launch is the narrated slides format, meaning slides with narration, just like the video we watched earlier. Those were slides, right? So we can think of these slides as a kind of visual format. In other words, these visuals, these images, are there to supplement the audio overview. With just the audio overview, we only hear the sound. But now, alongside the audio, we also get explanations. We have additional visuals to help illustrate the points being explained. These illustrations will pull images, charts, quotes, and figures from the documents and sources we provide to the notebook. That's why this video overview feature is going to be really effective for explaining data, presenting processes, and making abstract concepts and topics, those that are more theoretical, easier to visualize and understand. Google has also promised that they will add more formats to this video overview feature in the near future. So if you go into the video overview section and click on this three-dot button, you'll see an option called Customize. So we also have the ability to customize this video overview. We can ask the AI host to focus on specific things, like concentrating on a particular use case, for example, presenting this for a book club, helping me review for a quiz, or focusing on a specific source such as displaying images from a certain album, or concentrating on a biology paper, or describing a show structure, meaning the structure of the show or the talk. For example, starting by talking about the mission, which is the objective, and ending with the next steps that need to be taken. Here, they also have a small note that currently, the video overview feature is only available in English. But surely, more languages will be added in the near future. So you can totally customize this video overview according to your needs. We can clarify the topics we want to focus on, as well as our learning objectives. Our target audience, and anything else you want to customize, can all be added in this customization section. So this video overview is the latest and most interesting update of the NotebookLM app from Ho. Besides that, the other feature is the audio overview, which creates a podcast, a deep conversation between two AI characters, usually a man and a woman, talking and exchanging ideas about the topic we're researching. I already demoed this feature in my previous video. After you click on the audio overview here, or here, this audio overview button, it will generate an audio file for us to listen to. So now I can play a short clip here for you to listen to. Have you ever felt like these amazing AI models are kind of stuck? Like they're incredibly powerful but locked away, unable to really connect with the systems and data we use every day in our businesses. It feels like having I don't know, right? They're powerful in isolation, but integrating them, that's been the challenge.
Well, today we're doing a deep dive into something that might just change all that.
What do you guys think? The AI voice in this podcast actually sounds really good too. So this is the English voice, but you can use other languages as well. And if you want to switch to other languages, you can go into the settings here. There will be an option called Output Language, which is the language for the output. So we can just choose the language we want to use. Basically, whatever output we want, we can come here and select it. Just like with the video overview, you can also customize this audio overview to fit your needs. You can also adjust the length of the audio, set it to shorter, longer, or just leave it as default, so it can be shorter, longer, or default. You can also customize what you want the AI host to focus on right here. Plus, with this update, you can now create multiple audio and video overviews, so you're no longer limited to just one audio or one video. Now, you can make several audios. Here, I only have one source, but for example, if I had 5 to 7 sources, I might just choose one source. And I'll use that source to create an audio, a podcast dedicated just to that source, for example. Besides that, there's also the interactive mode feature, which lets you jump in and interact with the conversation between the two AI hosts. You can ask and answer questions with the AI in the podcast in real time. It sounds pretty surreal, honestly. The next feature category of NotebookLM is Mind Map, which is a mind mapping tool. When you click here, it will generate a mind map based on the sources you've provided. This is also quite a new feature of NotebookLM, and I think it's really useful. But I haven't had the chance to introduce it since my last video. So while we're here, I'll go ahead and introduce it to you all as well. And as for my map, when you click here, or you can also click here, it will create a My Map, which is basically a map. Essentially, it will give you an overview of the topic we're studying, then break it down into subtopics. And within each subtopic, it further divides into even smaller topics. If a subtopic is big enough, it can be broken down into even smaller subtopics. For example, in the section defining MCP, there are also main points. If we want to dive deeper into any topic, we just click on that title. For instance, here I'll click on Defining MCP. Then it will turn into a question in the chatbot section, and it will provide us with an answer based on the sources we've provided. So that's the Mind Map section. This Mind Map feature is really useful because it gives us a more comprehensive view and helps connect information together, especially with big, complex topics that have a lot of overlapping ideas. When we draw a mind map like this, we understand the issue better and it's easier to link information together. So that's the mind map part. Finally, the last output category in this studio section is the report. In this report, we can create notes and memos. Here, by default, NotebookLM gives us 4 types of notes. First is the briefing doc, which is like a summary. Then there's the study guide, which is a learning guide. FAQ stands for frequently asked questions. Timeline is the chronological timeline, so when we click here, it will just create a note. For example, this is a briefing doc. I can open it up for you to see. This is the summary section, based on the sources we provided. In this case, I only gave it one source. This summary is based solely on the single source I provided. But you can give it 5, 7, even 20 sources if you want. It will summarize all those sources to create notes like this. Similarly, the sections like My Map, Audio Overview, and the newest one, Video Overview, are also based on the sources we provide. We can use a single source to generate this output, or we can select only the sources we want to use to create the output. Besides that, there are also many small changes and upgrades, but they are very useful. Google's quality of life improvements for this NotebookLM app. For example, when we add sources, as usual, we can upload our own sources. Those sources can be in PDF, TXT, Markdown, or audio format, or we can add sources directly from Google Drive. Currently, it only supports Google Docs and Google Slides. Google Spreadsheets are not supported yet. Then we can add links, meaning we can add websites and YouTube links. For the website part, I noticed that NotebookLM has been upgraded so we can copy and paste multiple URLs at once here. Previously, we had to enter each URL one by one. For any addresses where we want to scrape data, we have to enter them one per line. But now, we can add multiple URLs at once, either separated by a space or by adding a new line. Of course, when it comes to scraping data, only the visible text content will be imported. But not every website can have its information or data scraped. Websites that have blocked Google's crawler bots won't allow information to be scraped, and sites with page articles, meaning content that requires payment or login to view, also aren't supported by this tool for data scraping, which is understandable. As for the page text section, you can directly copy and paste text in, and nothing has changed there. Right now, I'm demoing on my LM notebook, which is the Pro version, a paid version, so I can add up to 300 sources to a single notebook. For the free version, as far as I remember, you can add up to 50 sources, which is already quite a lot. Besides that, there's also a new feature since my previous video about the LLM notebook that I haven't introduced yet, and that's the Discovery Sources feature, basically discovering new sources. So, what is it exactly? Basically, with this feature, we can enter keywords related to the topic we want to research here. For example, Model Context Protocol is the topic we're interested in exploring here. So, we can type it into this box and hit Submit, and this tool will search and discover relevant sources for us. On the internet, I guess what's happening behind the scenes is that it uses Google's search engine to look things up. It takes the keywords we provide, searches for sources related to the topic we want to research, and then displays them here for us. So we can browse through the sources here. Besides, if we want to check more carefully, there's a link to the source. If we click here, it'll take us to the source where it got that information. Currently, this interface doesn't really show clearly which website the source is from. So I still don't know if this source is reliable, guys. Looking at it like this, I can't tell which website or source it's from. Maybe later on, notebook.mm will add a feature to display more clearly exactly what the source is. But for now, I can't really judge whether this source is high quality or trustworthy, guys. For example, this source from Wikipedia, I can guess that one. But this one is from Reddit, and sources from Reddit are just for reference. My trust in sources like these isn't very high, because it's just a forum. There are a lot of personal opinions. Anyway, I can browse through these sources, and if I think everything looks fine, then we can click Import. That will bring these sources into our notebook. Basically, it will go to these pages just to scrape information. It scrapes the information and imports it into our notebook. Here, I won't import it. I'll exit here, okay? Okay. Finally, I'll quickly introduce the Configure section, which is about setting up this notebook. There are also a few options for us to configure the chat feature when we do Q&A in this notebook. We can define the conversation style, whether it's default, analyst for analysis, guide for instructions, or even custom. And we can also try adding our own style, as well as set the default answer length, whether we want it longer or shorter. There's also a pretty interesting feature, sharing. Now we can share our notebooks with other people. With this sharing feature, we can add the email of the person or group we want to give access to this notebook. Then we can also add a welcome note, which is a greeting message for users when they open our notebook. We can add the welcome message right here. And we can also adjust what we want users to be able to access. Whether it's the full notebook, meaning the entire notebook, or if users can only chat and ask questions with this notebook. For example, I'll switch this to chat only, and then I'll preview it. So when we send this link to other users, this is the interface they'll see. They won't be able to see the sources we've added to this notebook, nor will they see the outputs, but they can still chat and ask questions with the chatbot. This chatbot will answer users' questions based on the sources we've provided. Basically, if your use case is small and not too complicated, you can totally use NotebookLM as an AI chatbot agent for Q&A. You just provide it with the sources, and you can use it through a chatbot link like this. The downside of this chatbot is that it doesn't allow embedding. It can't be integrated into an existing system. So when you use this link, it will have an interface like this. But, for example, if you want to embed it into your website or connect this chatbot to a system you're already using, like Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, or Telegram, that's not possible because it doesn't support that. Currently, it doesn't support integration with other applications. Alright, so this is a short video where I share with you the latest updates about NotebookLM, an AI application from Google that I personally use very often. I really think this app is totally worth it. Right now, I'm using a business Gmail account, which already includes access to Google's applications, and that also covers NotebookLM Pro. But if someone else asks me what AI tools I would recommend for someone just starting out with AI, then for sure, NotebookLM would be on that list. Maybe in another video, I'll share more about the AI tools that I have used and am currently using in my daily work. Honestly, I don't actually use that many tools, because I follow the philosophy of not being too FOMO. I know that AI tools are popping up like mushrooms after the rain. There are so many, and new ones keep coming out all the time. Before one tool even cools off, another one appears. So I don't chase after every new tool. Instead, I use AI tools based on my own needs. If I have a problem, I'll look for an AI tool that fits to solve it. Besides that, I tend to go for AI tools that are stable, reliable, and have long-term potential. You know, the kind that are long-term. That means we have this confidence that this tool will keep developing, it will keep coming out with new features, and it will still be around for quite a long time in the future. It's not like we use it today and then it disappears tomorrow, so this LM notebook is exactly that kind of tool. If you've watched my videos, you probably know I'm a Google fanboy. I rarely ever introduce AI tools. And if I do introduce an AI tool, it's usually one from Google. I've actually explained this a few times in my previous videos. Google is a giant. They might come after their competitors. I think whatever the competitors can do, Google will be able to do as well. Sooner or later, they'll catch up. But what Google can do, other competitors might not necessarily be able to do, might not be able to copy, or might not be able to catch up. Because Google has such a huge advantage, honestly, they're an almost impossible opponent to beat. Okay, so in this video, I've introduced to you the latest updates of the NotebookLM app. The most outstanding feature is the video overview. From now on, we can create visually appealing and easy-to-understand explainer videos on the topics we're researching. Based on the sources that we provide to NotebookLM, our notebook, you know. Besides that, I also quickly went through the latest updated features of this app. Since the last video where I introduced Google NotebookLM, there have been a lot of new features, and I think in the near future, Google will add even more features to this app of theirs. Alright, it's another relatively long video. If you're still here watching up to this point, I really appreciate it. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.